Hello everybody, are we live? Testing. Right, just give it a few seconds to catch up. There we go. I am super early, but I am very aware that last time I tried to do a stream, it kind of failed, like at the moment where people were going to come on. So I'm only early to see if this works. So chat amongst ourselves. Sorry for anybody watching this forward, later. If you want to skip to 10 minutes, that's 10 minutes into the video, that's fine, because I'm not going to properly start doing my reviews and stuff till then. For those who are with us live, there's quite a lot I want to talk about. Now you notice on my screen. Oh, I can't help myself. I should be having a few days off, but whilst the convention is fresh in mind, what I liked, what I would change, and what I did like and what I would change, you'll notice that on my projects, I have started. That's not a lot. So it's not, I've done barely anything really, apart from marked out a few layout changes that I could play around with. Now, this is going to get worked on umpteen amount of times. I mean, the amount I changed this, this got changed. I really want to say, hang on, let's see if there is a way of me backtracking to the original. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? This isn't part of my video. Unless you are watching now, then it is part of my video. I'm not going to... thank you, one viewer. I'm not starting the review till 5. I was just making sure that I am live and working. Let me bring up the chat as well. Sorry, because I do not want to miss anybody in the chat. If you are joining, please say hello. That would be good. But I'm not starting my review till 5. I've got 9 minutes. I'm just making sure this works, and whilst it does work, I'm staying because I know what live streams are like. Let's see if this has got a project. I'm just wondering if it's got like a version history or something, which I haven't looked at before, to be honest with you. Visibility, dimensions, wall thickness, Bluetooth, export and print. That'll be, if it hasn't got that as a feature, that would be really useful. Here we go. Delete, clone, download, share. Nope. So not on those settings. This is a great piece of software, by the way. It's really helped me out, but and it's really cheap for the year. It's only cost me £3 or £4 for a whole year, and I can make up to 10 projects. But let's be honest. Even if I made 8 more projects, I would still be fine. There's no... Okay, right, so there's no background. But what I can tell you is... In fact, where's the draw? I'm sure there's a thing where I could just draw. Nope, I'm being blind. Right, anyway. This exhibitor area down the middle... extended quite far back. It went all the way back to as far as the Pokemon Zone, up to where our Miskatonic University was, and up to where the Flesh and Blood stand was, and that was quite far into the hall. Originally, this was only going to be half the space, so actually, where Chaos Collectibles and Escape Kent is, that was originally the exhibitor zone. It wasn't that big. This was filled with people that I knew, that were returning from either Uncon or from Tabletop Convention that we did, and more and more people wanted to get involved. So, yeah, it's had to. Is anyone watching, by the way? Is anyone joining us already? Are they joining us early? As I said, hang on. Let's get rid of Steam. I'm not using Steam today. Where's my YouTube gone? I've got so many screens up. I've got one concurrent viewer. Thank you, one viewer. Appreciate that. I am early though, so give it a little while. It went as halfway up to there. Hachette Games were originally next to the bar, but because of the evening entertainment that was being run by Pavison and Box Meeples, we kind of needed the food and bar area, rather than sort of swapping everything around. In hindsight, we put Hachette too far back. I'm gonna do that in the review, so ignore that. But there was this changed quite a lot. But actually, I'm not gonna look at this yet because this is part of my review. New one. Even from the get-go, I knew that Hachette needs to come forward, and we already had this conversation that they're actually going to team up with Board at Home. So that is my first edit, where Board at Home were here. I'm going to move them there, and then attach Hachette this way. You'll also notice that I'm not going to have the T spaces opposite. So Artist Alley, I think it worked down the middle, but I am going to extend it as far back. I don't really want it to go further than this, but we'll see. We'll see who gets some interest. Another little change is I have put meter gaps in between two tables because I realised when they were budded four together, so if I move these, when they were like this, this person and this person were a little bit squidged in, and they didn't have as much room to expand their stalls. So if they had closed rails or little shelving units, they didn't have much room. So, or if their neighbours had shelving units and banners, then they didn't have much room. So the meter gap was a great idea. I think that was a community idea when I first built the map, but. Yes, I am going to do a meter gap every two exhibitors. I've also brought the back-to-back forward a little bit. So they were quite tight back-to-back, so I've just given them a little bit more space down the middle. It means that each stall has a little bit of storage room. So another little change, but that's not part of my review at all. That was just my personal layout. Originally didn't go to plan. Now, I can afford to give them a little bit more room as well because the venue is actually 39 metres, but I didn't count the curtains. So the actual website said 37 metres wide, and it's actually a metre wider due to the extra curtain space. So that was, that was good. So the actual floor bit, I know what I mean. If you didn't look in detail, you wouldn't have noticed, but yeah, there was kind of like an overlap bit. Yeah, so, and then Mystery Dice Goblin. Mystery Dice were here. I'm going to put them here. I'm just going to revert it. Put all the board games to the left, the RPGs to the right this time. A lot of people spent a very long time in RPGs. And they were over this side, and they had to stop and come all the way over here for the food and bar. They were the ones that were stuck in games for the longest. So having them closer to the bar kind of makes sense as well, but yeah, I'm gonna build the rest at some point. I just wanted a couple of little changes that were really important to me to be changed straight away. Right, let's see if we are being. Oh, hello. Are we being joined by anybody else just yet? Let's get the chat up, and we've still got one viewer. One viewer, who are you? Please come and say hello. Also, feel free to share. In fact, I'm going to do a quick share now. I'm just going to do a going live now. See if anyone wants to join us. Let's go friends. And if you are watching, please feel free to share this as well. It'll be really useful. Live now. Come and join the chat. There we go. There we go. Right, that's... Oh, hello. I've forgotten how Facebook works, apparently. Has anyone ever... Does anyone else find that you'll be using Facebook normally and then it just screws up? Or they change something just last minute. It's really irritating. Cool. Right, there we go. So I've just done a live now. Don't know who the one person is, but I can imagine. I can imagine who it is. Just going to make sure that the right screen. So I do have. Oh, hang on. I'm going to wait for this ambulance to go by. I will apologise. I live next to a main road, but it's also really hot. So I've got the windows open. Behind this screen. Hang on. If you are watching on the stream, I do have a bit of a gallery I'd like to go through as well. So that'll come later. Oh, hello. Let's move this up a bit, shall we? Because it was in the wrong place. Right. Time are we? We got 1 minute, and then I will start my review. Let's move that down so I can see how many people are watching. Hang on. I'm just rearranging my screen so I can see everything that's going on. I'm still not used to this. I need about 8 screens to do a stream. Okay, cool. Looks like we're about 5 o'clock. I know some people have already said they're going to watch later, so that's fine. But if you are expecting to join and find out some of my thoughts, I think we are going to call it now. I'm going to just make a note as well for anybody watching. They need to watch 11 minutes in. Cool, right. 11 minutes. I remember that. Right. This is actually the start of the stream. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. If you are joining later, then sorry about the 11 minutes of drivel. I'm going to go through and review my own convention. It was run largely organised and laid out by myself. Obviously, there was lots of people involved individually, and I want to say a huge thank you to those people. I'm going to do some shout outs on the second part of this video. The first part is I would like to go through the map and tell you all the things that I think that went well and that maybe didn't go so well. And some changes that we're already thinking of doing. Now, there are some obvious feedbacks. It was hot. It's summer. It was hot. We were meant to have those big fans up. If you were there, you'll see those big fans up on the right hand side. They were meant to be on. Nobody, including the team, could figure out how to get them started. So we did open a bunch of windows, a bunch of doors, which was fine on the Saturday, but I think Sunday there was less of a breeze, and it just was hotter. You know, we're on Tuesday now as well, and yesterday was 27 degrees on Monday, and then so it was getting hotter as the weekend went on, and we're quite aware of that. So if your feedback is saying it's too hot, it was too hot, but it wasn't unbearable. You know, but it is just the nature of summer. One of the things we will do next year, I think we will talk about immediately, either getting those fans on, or we need to hire in some kind of sort of aircon units, or those massive industrial fans, even if we have one in each corner of the hall, just getting some airflow in case we don't have a breezy day. Saturday we were lucky, Sunday was definitely hotter, so I know about the heat. Please, I mean, if you put it in feedback, it's fine, but I'm just going to semi-ignore it because it was out of my control. It's summer. That's what it is. Second piece that I know is going to get mentioned about parking. So, parking was for disabled access only out the front. You'll notice that some of the area that we did cordon off was meant to be for that. And people are like, well, I'll just use the other half of the car park. Well, actually, that was meant to be for the people doing sports and, you know, crazy things and not gaming. It was meant to be for the pavilion and the football side. But on the Sunday, I think people just kind of gave up and didn't park where they were meant to be in Giles Lane car park. Now, I know Giles Lane car park was a walk. It was a hell of a long way, especially at the end of the day. I had to do it at the end of Saturday, and I did struggle. It took the 10-minute walk took me about 20-25 minutes. If you go to UK Games Expo, it's pretty much the same. In fact, that walk is longer. it was one of the things that we had to. We just had to. We wanted that venue so bad that yes, okay, the parking wasn't great, so that's why we saved that front car park for disabled customers only. There was quite a lot of people that we found were a little bit defiant. They thought that even though they could do the walk, they were still going to ignore it anyway, but I didn't have the time to police it. So I realised that parking is a thing, and one of the things I am going to ask for is, because I know there was closer car parks, I'm going to fight for them next year. I think I'm going to fight for the immediate car park out front, and I would like all of it if possible. And I know there was some other car parks nearby that were closer than Giles Lane, I'll be honest, and we should have used those. So Adam W, glad the event went well. Sorry I couldn't come. That's all right, dude. No problem at all. You missed out, but that's all good. But yeah, cheers, man. Thanks for the kind words. I will. I'm sure I'll see you soon, dude. So yeah, heat, I know. Parking, I know. The accommodation, had some feedback on accommodation, and apparently the beds were not great. It's something I will feed back, and I will. I would urge anybody that used the accommodation to potentially put in a complaint of some kind. It wasn't just one or two people. It was a lot of people that said it felt like sleeping on the floor, and that's not too great. So maybe I can feed that back to them and say, is there any options of mattress toppers or something to make them a little bit more comfortable? They are advertised as a 4-star ensuite room. 4-star doesn't say hard bed to me. So again, from an organiser's, I know as the organiser, but if I was a punter, I would be quite upset about that, and I completely understand. I did not deal with accommodations or lodging. It was an option, but it was run by the university. So yeah, feel free to make those complaints, because I think they need to be said. Same goes to do with the accommodation as well. I know you all got free breakfast, which is really good. And even though they knew how many people they had booked in, because you all booked your hotel in advance. Oh God, excuse me. Apparently a few times they ran out of food and you had to wait for the cook to cook some more food. So again, that doesn't. Oh hey Mick, thanks for joining. I know that doesn't sound great that the food run out. But again, that's something out of my control. That's the catering team on the Dolce Vita side. Again, something I'm definitely aware of, and I will feed that back as well. So heat, I know. Accommodation, I know. Parking, I know. If there is anything outside of those three, I would like to know. If there was something that wasn't quite right, something we could have done better, please do shout. Please do let me know if it's not those three things, because I know about them. When you went onto the uni website and it said that all the pay and display car parks. Yes. Yeah, so with the parking, yeah, there are other car parks, but we were told to use the specific one. But I think as I said, I am going to ask for the closer car parks, because it was rough at the end of the day. I was fine, but the walk did me in Saturday night. Yeah, they were all free and usable. Yeah, exactly. There wasn't, apart from the footballers, there was nothing else really going on campus. So yeah, I agree, Mick, and I'm on your side, guys. I know you all moaned at me about parking, but I'm on your side, guys. All right, because I don't like walking either. Right, so I'm going to go through the map and again talk about all the things that I did like, what I didn't like, what I'm going to change immediately. The first off, I'm moving these guys. These guys did a fantastic job. Do not get me wrong. Cup of TCG, yeah, I could not fault you at all. However, you are right next to the water fountain, and you put up a big banner that everybody this side of the convention could not see. So they were told about this elusive water fountain. It's not their fault. They probably didn't think about it, and we didn't think about it either until the weekend had started. So first off, Cup of TCG, We're not getting rid of you. We're having you back, but we're not putting you here. Boom, done. That's the first change. Similarly to the tournament sign-ups, gone. I don't want it. I don't want it there. Didn't look good. It was in the way of the toilets. So my first change is on freeing up this space. I would have rather had comfortable seating. As you saw, there was, if you were there, all the comfortable seating that we had, I'd have rather had in that area. We had a little pod this side, and in fact the front desk ended up being here, didn't it? So that's wrong. But then we had a nice little area here and some seating around the front. But I'm going to free up that side because there was queues for the water fountain. There was a couple of times a queue for the toilet, but not so bad. It was manageable. I am going to feedback about the cleaning team because I was told that housekeeping were going to do regular checks on the toilet, and I know they were not doing that. So again, please don't put that in the feedback. Well, you can, but again, it's something I know of, so I'm going to ignore it, but not rudely. I just know about it, so it's feedback that you just don't have to write. Yeah, they were not checking and cleaning the toilets as quickly as they or as regularly as they said they were going to do, and the same with the bins around the outside. Probably we'll get more bins out. Oh, we've got will it be the next venue? Yes, it will be the same venue. I'm sorry, but the venue made the show. Yes, I know it was hot. Like my first point was, I'll get big fans. You know, even if I've got to get 4 in the corners and some midway, just to get some fans going and get some airflow. Because Saturday was lovely. We did have a bit of airflow. Got hot towards the back. I think the retro games had something to play a part in that heat, because the further you went in, the hotter it got. But the foyer was lovely. I think the RPG guys were very happy because this entire left-hand side was much cooler than the right-hand side as well, which was, again, it's something I can bear in mind. But being the summer, I also can't help that. So yeah, some fans. We'll try and get those big extractor fans on. But yes, it will be the same venue, 100%. It was beautiful. So yeah. Oh. Outside, the first other change as well. Outside of the venue, we put the pavilion. I don't think we needed that. About 10 people used it on the Saturday, and when I went round, it was quite calm. I mean, we had carpet down, so there was no echo. So I love that. I don't think we need the pavilion at this point. There's a few other things that we may add, but we're not going to add the pavilion. It's a little bit out of the way. Well, all the other buildings are out the way as well, but it's not only out the way, but it's also upstairs and then tucked around a corner, and no one really used it. So yeah, the pavilion isn't really on our radar this time. It was nice to have, even though it wasn't used, but it is what it is. Anyway, back to this hall. Right, the second change I am doing is all these exhibitor tables that are around the side, and I'm not going to delete all of them, but you'll see them. In fact, let's shift and get rid of these area. Not saying that we won't have them, but all of these and all of these this side are all going to get removed, but I'm going to keep the middle but space them out a bit, which I do have on. Hang on. Ooh. I have made a little start on 2026. Hang on. No, let's save that. Let's quickly go back to my first change I made is a metre between every 2 rather than a metre between every 4. Board at Home and Hachette are going to group together next year. That's already a conversation we had on Monday, because I went for a pint and lunch with Adam from Hachette and Adam from Board at Home. They're going to group together and have the immediate front. Mystery Dice Goblin are going to have the same spot but inverted to the other side. So your RPGs are going to be on the right hand side, and your board games are going to go on the left. However, I'm going to open this right out. So as you can see, Artist Alley either side, still going to have a 2 metre walkway either side of them as well, but I'm only going to close that middle bit. Now, this is my next change, is, if I go, sorry, I'm going to be going between windows, just bear with me guys. My next change is, I close this entire middle bit. as you may have seen if you were there. And some of the playtesters, the games designers, didn't want to stop at 5. I think only the guys down the middle wanted to stop at 5 o'clock. So I'll close down the middle, and these guys will extend out a little bit, and they could be dotted around the hall. Still in a prevalent place, but organised out into the ways. So it may be that, for example, where this says Live in Ilcarnus, along here, it might be that this whole row here is going to now be Yay Games. Then the next bit can be Converge Games in a whole row, and give them a row of tables, 2 meters apart, space them out, and extend right up. Lovecraft Collective as well. By the way, that Miskatonic University, I'm sorry, Steve did such a good job, and if Steve is going to come back, he's coming right at the front. Like that university that he built, it looked so good. So yeah, that's another change that we're definitely going to have. Bring these cool looking things right up to the front, as far forward as you can, but still have space either side of those exhibitors so that you can see them left and right. Cool stands. The Star Wars Cantina. The big one should return next year. So the cantina that we had was actually not the main one. The main one they've got is actually much bigger. But unfortunately, due to complications with Richard, and I only wish you the best, my friend, he couldn't make it, but the rest of his team could. However, the rest of the team were only capable of bringing the slightly downsized one. I still think it looked cool. They were still in character, and they also they didn't dress up because it was too hot, bless them. So yeah, another reason to get those aircon units going. So Hachette Games were just too far back. I think Mindclash and Paverson, they would suit going down this side all the way along. I think we have all our exhibitors in big rows like Mindclash had, like Paverson, all the way along the back side there. Up the back, where did I do? Oh, this area here. No, hang on. No, this area was way too. They were too far back. You'd notice on the Sunday that I moved them forward. So Chickens and Aliens, Absolute Ascendancy, these 4 guys here, they were a little bit tucked out the way, and they weren't happy. They were happy. They were happy to be there because they were last minute, but they just said, could they come forward? So we shrunk the Pokemon zone instantly on the Sunday, and we moved all of them. Oh, I'm trying to select one of their names, but I can't. But we basically moved them all the way to the front here, and then they did better on the demos. So I will not have anyone that is of a name, of a designer. On that note, I won't accept any late entries this side either. So all of these guys will go and then be moved along in this zone here. Right, miniature painting zone. Probably one of the most popular zones, I think. I'm looking at feedback already, but I mean, there will be an official feedback form soon. But from feedback, a lot of people talking about the miniature painting zone. They enjoyed that. So we don't need to necessarily make it bigger. I think it was big enough, but we'll put in some more chairs. We'll provide more paintbrushes. We thought we ran out of paintbrushes. There were so many people painting at one time. So again, that's something we'll change. We'll make sure we've got 40 paintbrushes. We won't just have 20 or however many we had. An Agitated Kraken still want to run it. So that will stay the same. But with all respects, probably move it closer. As one of our big activities. Here's a little bit of negativity, and I will apologise in advance to anyone that may get upset about this. These 4 zones, well, sorry, not Illustrals, because although they didn't get too many demos, but maybe it wasn't the right crowd. So these guys did amazing. Lorcana, can't fault the judge. Joe was amazing, and half the players I cannot fault. We'll talk about that in a moment. Flesh and Blood, great. The players rocked it. Cup of TCG rocked it. There wasn't enough turnout. These guys put a lot of time and effort. The actual LSS came, and not enough people turned up. We were bragging to get them there. We were bragging that Canterbury have one of the biggest communities. It shows on their data that we are a very busy store in the UK for Flesh and Blood. But where were you all? For the guys that turned up, huge respect to you guys that turned up. It's not a fault on you, but for those who did not, and there's a lot of you that did not, and a lot of you that did complain that we weren't doing enough. We got LSS right. Adam, this leads on to it, dude. People moaned about Lorcana, moaned about Flesh and Blood, moaned about Pokemon, and I'm gonna say it. They all complained about pricing. Now you got convention entry with a free tournament, and we put lots into them. You know, we put promos, stuff like that. With all respects, One Piece would have been the same. So for next year, there will be no competitive TCGs. We're not doing it. We put on. Sorry that it's so negative, but it felt like because obviously we put a lot of time and effort into this show. Now, look at that size that you had. To all those that did play competitively, you had quite a lot of size. You could do a lot of network. A lot of content creators were there. Lots of special guests were there, like Emily Abadira. We had a lot of Pokemon traders as well. We did a Pokemon bingo. We did loads of giveaways. We had promos. We did an EV and Pokemon hunt. We did quite a lot for TCGs, and and I'm not. Do you know what? I'm excluding half the players because a lot of players were well happy, and we're happy with that. But I feel like the people that were happy would have attended the show anyway, if we did a tournament or not. The ones that came here competitively, all you did was moan, and it was ungrateful. I'm going to say it on video. It was ungrateful, guys. For quite a few of you that put in. I know there's background chats happening as well. I know about it. I'm clued in. I know people, but I am going to say it. Due to you ungrateful lot, we're not doing competitive TCGs. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot more time. You got a lot more than a regular attendee. A regular attendee paying 15 to 25, depending on their age and how early they booked. You got a lot more. Just gonna say it. Yeah, I would have forced everyone to come, Dazz, but I understand. Yeah, dude. Like I feel like Adam. I feel like you're someone that would have appreciated what we put on, and for what it's worth, there was actually One Piece promos given by Box Meeples. Did an evening with Box Meeples, and they had loads of promos from different games, and they had a ton of One Piece. And I know Trevor, every time someone pulled out a One Piece pack, it was just going to Trevor because he was the only player. And he went home with a stack of promos, you know. But yeah, it just But I'm going to come away from that because I could talk the world about it. But this space would have been better. I turned away games designers. I turned away games companies because I said we were full, and I could have easily fit everybody I declined in this space here. So next year, I mean, I'm still happy to put on Pokemon. I'm still happy to put on Lorcana. I'm still happy to put on Flesh and Blood. Still happy to put on Commander. You won't get as much space, and it will all be casual. It will be play a pack rush, get a promo. You know, just something nice and casual. Get people playing. Yeah, it was wild, man. Yeah, it was so like Trevor was over the moon. He was absolutely over the moon, and they didn't come from us. It was Box Meeples have done a lot of work with Asmodee, and they just kept generating tournament pack. Well, they were welcome packs. They weren't tournament packs. They said welcome pack 1, but they still had some pretty spicy things in them. So lucky devil him, because I pulled out a few and I went, Trev, There you go. Right, so yeah, TCGs. We're not excluding them. We're just excluding competitive TCGs, so that we could fit more of the stuff that everybody enjoyed. So, yeah, Miniature Painting was great. Sandwich Medieval Centre, what a great group of guys. People expect I think with the I will come back to Sandwich Medieval Centre. Adam has just said there, people expect too much. You can't make everyone happy. Yeah, you can't make everyone happy. But most people were happy, aside from those players. They were the only negative feedback I had on the days. No other zone or complained. So yeah, it is what it is. But I think people are used to going to a store, paying £7 entry, getting boosters, getting things like that. Well, that's because we can afford to do it that way. With a convention, you have to. If we'd have charged, say for example, our Flesh and Blood's a good example. So a regular tournament, we would charge £6, okay, for the store. £6 would get a booster and a half in the pool, and they'll get some promos, and that's fine at the shop because the shop's still running and making, making money. When you're doing a convention, if I say, all right, £6 entry for Flesh and Blood, but £25 for a regular attendee, that doesn't sound fair. Everybody will do Flesh and Blood and drop. That's the reality of it. I would do that if I was going to a convention. I'd be like, all right, I want to go to the con. I'll play a round or two, or how much I've got to do, get my promos, and then go and do the rest of the con. And we can't do everybody at £6. So we matched the price. Every single one of them matched the price of a regular attendee with a free tournament. And I think some people thought it was the other way around. And I mean, if you go to UK Games Expo and you do a One Piece tournament, for example, I think Adam knows about it. You would pay for the expo, and you would pay for the tournament, and your prizing will only equal the amount for the tournament. So you may pay 40 odd quid to get into the. Well, I don't actually know how much it is to get in the expo nowadays, because I've worked it for the past few years. But yeah, you would have to pay one lot of entry and one lot of entry to the event. So yeah, respectfully, it's just a normal thing at a convention. If it's not for you, you just don't turn up, right? So. To be honest, the kids can play tournaments whenever at the store. The convention isn't, and again we were lucky enough to get a set championship for Lorcana. We were so happy to get a Pokemon Cup. We got 2 super armories for Flesh and Blood. What we got was awesome, and I can't fault the people that got us them, and I'm very grateful for that. And I would say 50% of the players were well happy. But those 50% of the players that were happy also stuck around in the evening and played other games. For example, Mix 2, and shout out to Alex and Ellie, who came back Sunday and played Everdell. They were sick of Lorcana. Yes, so yeah, there you go. So thanks, Gary. Gary's just confirmed. Yeah, you do pay for the convention, then you pay for the tournament. A Mix put it as well. Yeah, you pay for it. So it's just, what I wanted to do. I had two main priorities for this show. One priority was accessibility, and that was making sure there was enough space to get round, making sure that we had the disabled access out the front. That was priority number 1. Priority number 2 was you paid your entry and everything was included. Because I do get a bit sick of going to a convention, paid X amount up front, and then I've got to pay X amount more to do activities. That just feels a bit dirty. Hopefully people will agree with that. So, yes, the convention was maybe a little pricey. For those who didn't get early bird, it was 40 quid for the weekend, but you got access to everything. It was first come, first serve, some of it, but you could have done the Gwent tournament. You could have done any of the other TCG tournaments. You got free dice if you said give me 20 to Mystery Dice Goblin. There was other little the play to wins at the front. you could have played any 3 of the Stonemaier games and potentially won them, and people did. People went home with Tokaido, Stamp Swap, and Libertalia. Those people were all happy. I will get, when I get to the photos, by the way, because I'm going to go through the photos next. Once I'll finish off the map in a minute, because this bit's boring. The photos are beautiful, and that's I wanted to start with the negative stuff, and then I'm going to go through the photos, and that's my positive half of the stream. But yeah, I just think that we make it more beginner friendly. We'll do demos. We're not excluding them, but yeah. Anyway, right, back to Sandwich Medieval Centre. Those guys rocked it. Thank you to Gary, by the way, for sending the photos of their games. Cannot work out how any of them work, but I'm sure the guys that dressed up in medieval gear were able to teach you how to play them. I'm going to have a chat with them and see how they did, because I felt like they might have been a bit quiet, but maybe they were too far back. Maybe they weren't. Their area wasn't medieval enough. Maybe we get big medieval banners, and maybe I don't know. I don't know how we do it, but I'm going to chat to them and see. Maybe we could bring some armour stands in. I mean, I know they've got it in their centre. They've got these massive stands of plated armour and really cool swords, and obviously we can make sure they're not used. We can put them on a rack and then lock them so that people can't, because obviously insurance could be interesting. What happened? We all had a fight. But yeah, maybe we could just dress that area up a bit more. Maybe I'll ask them if they could bring their convention to their centre of the convention fully. Yeah, Stamp Swap, unfortunately, I will apologise, because it wasn't there Saturday. It was meant to be in the bag with Libertalia and Tokaido. We got that bag out, and we obviously put those out. And Stamp Swap, for some reason, was still in my flat. Even though I'm sure I put them together, but for some reason I came home and it was just next to me, just here. So Sunday it was there. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna get in contact with Stonemaier again and say, look, we had a lot of people play the games. I'm going to tell them the attendance, because they only gave us games based on an estimate attendees, and I estimated 500, and we got 800. So I could tell them that we had more than anticipated, and hopefully get some more games. That'll be nice. But sorry you missed out. I took their business card. I'm going to take some Year 7 students to play games. Oh, for the Sandwich Centre. Yeah, that would be great. Blood and the Clock Tower. Yes, I'm aware. We didn't need to. The game isn't as hot as it used to be. I think lots of places are running the game now. And I'm not saying we're going to exclude it. We just didn't need 2 lots. So that's change number 2. Change number 2. Another change, sorry, shall I say. There's loads of changes. That bit will be removed again, and given some space for more. I would actually like more games designers, and I think we can get them. The amount that I turned down late, it's just more games designers, I think, is where we sit. Crazy Lee Creations, they were a last minute addition, nothing to do with gaming, but they were phenomenal. If you guys saw the photos, I might have it in my slide actually. They took their characters to go and play games, and it was so cute. I love all the pictures where their alien characters were playing D&D, and they really enjoyed themselves. I only met them in July, but we want to talk next year about doing more. And there's a zone that I think they deserve to run, especially as part of the family zone. Talking of family gaming zone as well, we are. I was otherwise employed. Of course you were. Oh, sorry, Gary. We could have brought it to you actually. I had a thought about it. Is loved, but yeah, people loved Blood on the Clock Tower, but and it was played, but it wasn't necessary to have 2. We had the space to run 2 at a time, and we didn't need it. So we'll still run it. We'll still have a zone for it, but it will just be the one zone, not the 2 side by side. We learn. We have to learn. So family zone, yes. another change we are going to add, and I am going to get my wallet for this one, because this guy's fantastic. Now, I met him in Manchester 2 weeks ago, and he would have joined us, but it was too soon. So one of the things we'd like to add for next year already is we want to add Lego. Be it we gamify it, let's make board games out of Lego. However, this is... these are the guys that I met, and this is his business card. It's actually a piece of Lego. Is it branded? It is branded. It's actually branded Lego. But yeah, the brick people. I will be in contact with these guys because I think what they did at MegaCon was fantastic. They were getting people to build massive structures, and I think there was a place for Lego at our show. I really do. I think we're all big kids at heart. Everybody loved the miniature painting, and I think on the same vein, Lego fits. We have Brick Like This, which is a new Lego boards game, and we have Monkey Palace. There are also all the old Lego games, which I have some, which I may bring along, although they're a bit rarer, so I'm not sure, because I collect them. So we'll see, but I might see if maybe they've got them. We could easily build... Let's play drafts, but it's a Lego set. Let's build Lego Corridor. Let's build an Empire State Building. I don't know, but I think yeah, Lego is definitely something we want to add to the family zone, and also improve the family zone. I think we needed more kids at the show. We need to advertise to more children. There was a hell of a lot of adults, and I think kids and families would have enjoyed this show. There was lots of designers that had children-related games, especially Ickle Fam and Chickens and Aliens at the back. They were tailored for children. They just didn't get enough kids playing. So, last game on Saturday, they had to split into 2 games. Agree. Well, this is the thing. So they split into 2 games, and that's fine. And I realised that it was popular. But if you didn't get into one of those games, then you got to play earlier in the day or play Sunday. It did not need 2 spaces, honestly. And do you know what? Worst case scenario, if we did get to a Saturday evening and we go, oh, actually, we've got more people wanting to play Blood in the Clock Tower. Well, we've got the foyer was pretty clear. You know, we could have played round Arcadia tables. You know, if they'd have let us, of course. And I would rather just assign 1 space and make a secondary space if there's call for it, but not the other way around. Just in my opinion. I mean, we could have had more giant games in that space. Look, if we'd have just shifted those over, I'll source more between now and next year. That's one of my goals. Is I'm going to source lots of giant games, giant Jenga. If I can try and get a hold of that giant King of Tokyo, it would be quite fun as well. We'll see. So yeah, we'll improve this. Open Play Zone was an interesting one because I'll be honest, I was scared. I really was scared that there wasn't enough space, because I'd cut so much from elsewhere and included so much here and included the family zone, included more designers. I was panicking that people would come and complain that there wasn't enough open play, and every time I went by there was loads of space, which says to me that you guys wanted demos from these guys and demos from these and demos for the RPGs. It says to me that you were more interested in all that. So open play, I'm probably going to keep about the same size. Probably keep it. This back corner, I had no issue with at all. I think I would not change that at all, personally. But yeah, I think I was quite happy with it. I might get more shelves for the bring and buy. That's probably one change I will do, because we had them on tables and it looked rubbish. But then that's buying shelves and that's expensive. Anyway, retro games, we will discuss that. We'll have some retro games back, but watch this space. Tom and Luke did an amazing job. Tom and Luke rocked it. If you had any opportunity to do any of the competitions, that was really good fun. That's the kind of competition we do want. They made it fun. They did leaderboards. They did timed lapse, and I think Crazy Taxi they did the most amount of money. But yeah, so it may be that they just run it. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens there, but we'll discuss that later on. Improvised roleplay show, fantastic guys. I think they need a lecture hall. I'm almost tempted to give them a lecture hall. My only worry is if we put them in a lecture hall, will people just walk by and sit down? So either we build them an actual stage, which is possible. The guys who we hired the furniture from do actually hire stages, and I didn't realise. So just a conversation later on that we had. So yeah, we will probably, well, they want to come back and we will have them back, but I'm going to have a chat with them and see, do you want a lecture hall which is not in the zone, or can we still have you as part of the hall? And I think we still include them in the hall really, but have a staged area so we could do, because it doesn't just have, if we have a little stage, we don't just have to do improvised roleplay show, we could do some other bits. We could probably even afford to have a little PA system that is quiet enough that these people are not disturbed, because I don't think any of these people were disturbed. I mean, if there's anyone in the chat that used the open play zone, or in fact, Gary, you played right next to them, you were on the bring and buy. If anybody played in this zone, if you could let me know if these guys interrupted you when they did their show. I know they went round asking, they did go round asking people to join their shows, but when they were actually in the show, if it was an interruption, because if it wasn't and you couldn't hear them, then there is nothing wrong with having a little speaker either side, just so they're a little bit louder so that the close by people can hear it. Or we look at getting some walls, just some padded walls. They're quite easy to get hold of, but I think if we put them in the lecture hall, they won't do so good. But we'll see. Right, enough about the map. I think yeah, there's some changes that's going to happen, but there's also going to be a lot of return people. Spoke to most of these people. Some of them I've deleted now. Whoops. Okay, Mick, you've put it into one. We played a few games and didn't even realise they were there. Well, there you go. That says it all, doesn't it? Yeah, so a lot of these guys I spoke to, and most of them want to come back. The only person that I know there's one person on the fence, bless you, Willow. Willow is going into writing their third book, and they were going to have a year off after this year. But I think they're on the fence about joining us. So we may or may not see Willow, but you know, there's no hard feelings, because I know that Willow is going to be on their next book, and that's really exciting. So yeah, good luck to them if we don't see them next year, but hopefully we do. Right, anyway, I will close this. Hopefully this will work. Bear with me, guys. Leave. Yay, there we go. Right, so onto my Pikachus. Bear with me, because I would like to move them over if I can. Sorry about the sizing. Right, hopefully the sizing's okay. Let me just do some stream admin. Bear with. Right, here we go. And this is where I want to do some shout outs, guys, because we're just going to start with, well, they're in no particular order. So bear with me, and I'm going to take a drink because I need a drink. Right. I want to talk about some... the volume was fine, non-amplified, and actually the tables worked fine for the bring and buy. Cool. So my fear was that the open play might have been too close to the stage. But yeah, as I said, if we had them on a very low level, because I didn't even hear the retro games, and they all had music playing out of those. If we got them a little PA and just turned them up a bit, then they wouldn't have to shout. But no karaoke. I cannot stand that MCM does karaoke. And it's always people that can't sing. So don't worry, no music, just acting and fun. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so here's the positive side of my, and again, I'm going to give some honest feedback about what's going to be here. I've got quite a few pictures. So Firstly, shout out to this young lad. I can't remember his name. He won the... so there was 3 painting competitions on Saturday, 3 on the Sunday for different age groups, and then all 6 got judged on the Sunday by Emily Abadira, Me My Draws. This is Emily in the middle here. This is Tazz, Toon Raccoon, and this is Sarah from Dinky Drawings. These were our 3 guest artists that did the final judging without knowing whose is whose. Well, they did, but obviously they did it on a... like, they came together with their final verdict, and this young lad won it. Now, he told me that his brother works for Games Workshop, so maybe he had a little... maybe he's been painting all his life, but well deserved to that young man. He got this starter kit here. This was £150. This ultimate starter set. I think it's Space Marines versus Nids. I'm very jealous because I'd love the Nids out of it, because Tyranids are beautiful. But yeah, so well done to him, and thanks to these 3 wonderful artists who judged the competition. And here they are again, Toon Raccoon, Dinky Drawings, and Emily Abadira. This was the Saturday. We didn't get pictures of the child and the teenager because 1, we couldn't find them, and 2, they were a bit young. But this is Mr. Andy Nash. It wasn't fixed because I genuinely didn't know which one was his. But Andy is a very, very good friend of mine. Really happy that he won it. And again, I didn't pick. These 3 were the judges. I was nothing to do with the judging, even though he is like a very, very good friend of mine. And here's Jay on the right hand side from Agitated Cracker Minis, who ran, him and his wife Amy, and little Erin as well, ran the painting zone. Shout out to Amy as well. I think Jay would agree that shout out to Amy. She did a lot of work for that zone. So well done, you guys. Diabetes UK. Lovely to actually see the representative on the Saturday. Between the raffles and the release of RP Regs, which is it was here, but this was obviously during setup. £572 was raised for Diabetes UK, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy about that. Oh, hang on, sorry about this. 1 second. Admin time. Oh, admin time. Something's gone wrong here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That right, cool. Right, anyway, so yeah, £572. All in memory of Ryan Bodle, who is Dan's cousin, who tragically lost his life to diabetes, undiagnosed diabetes. So it was a given who our charity was going to be. Here we go. So this is my colleague Peter and their partner Damon playing Chickens versus Aliens. I love that these guys dressed up. Well, they had bits for people to dress up in. Really good fun game. Very child orientated. So I know that he could have got some more demos in, but yeah, really good fun. Build a UFO, chuck your chicken in it and fly away. Great game. Improvised roleplay game. Oh, there you go. These are the improvised guys. So these were the guys that were doing the shows. With all respects, they needed a stage and some speakers. But yeah, it looks like people really enjoyed it. All these people could write the show. They were making the characters, making the encounters, and it was really good fun. So yeah. Shout out to their team. I know this is Jonathan, but I can't remember the names of the others. But they were absolutely fantastic. Thank you, guys. Here we go. So these were the guys that I moved on the Sunday. These were originally right over in the far corner. But yeah, Borderline Games, Carter Imperia. They were part of Gun Tower Games. Chickens and Aliens in the back there. Black Metro. What a dude. He was great. He was fun. And then you've got Ickle Fam Games on the end there as well. So I moved them all forward so that you guys could actually see them. And they weren't whacked in the corner. So that's, again, these are the kind of people that we want to bring forward. And I can even see, even this was quiet time on the Sunday. And there's still quite a few people sat down for demos. Right. Hey, here we go. Cup of TCG. Shout out to Callum for wearing one of the badges. That's really cool. Oh, hello. What's going on with my? Oh, hang on. Oh my word! I'm not sure what's going on with my stream right now. Is everyone good? Is everyone seeing this still? If I could just have an admin check in the chat, that'd be great. Just let me know if you can still see. But yeah, Cup of TCG. Kyle, he's the main sort of drive behind Cup of TCG. But we're going to see another photo of the full team in a minute. But these guys streamed all weekend. Every single top table of Flesh and Blood got streamed, and yeah, these guys will get back if they want to come back. Dicey Dragon Games. These were the guys who released. Was Dan Bodal, who released Regs at the weekend. Really beautiful book. I know it's in its first edition. I know there's lots more content to come. But yeah, watch this space. And also shout out Froodles and Michael here as well. Please make sure to follow those guys because they are beautiful people. Going for a drink with Dan and Froodles on Thursday will be fun. What point of the weekend was this? I think this was Sunday morning. I remember these two on Sunday. Shout out to them, their cosplays. Awesome work. Whoever you two were, I do apologise, I don't know who you are, but yeah, shout out to those two for dressing up. Here we go. This is Ollie, who ran Blood in the Clock Tower, and his buddy there as well. I'm not going to say his name just in case we don't want to, because I know he's young. But yeah, they were playing. Oh, what console? That's an Xbox. I'm not sure what game they're. Oh, is that Halo? Oh, I can't work it out on the right hand side. It might be Halo, maybe. But yeah, look at that. Yeah, Retro Zone. Oh, there's Mr. Gary. There's Gary. Sorry, I've got to put in. Gary, thank you so much, because you really did save one of my issues. Our middle shift person, I will not say names, did not turn up to the show, and he was meant to take Gary off of the Bring and Buy so that Gary could then go and enjoy the show. I was scrambling to think of who I would put on the Bring and Buy instead, and Gary actually said more than happy to stay there. He had a little demo table, but honestly, thank you, Gary. You really helped out by doing that, and I've got nothing but respect. Thanks for doing the original 3 hours, but then did another 3 hours on top of that. So then we've got, oh, here we go, a little video, this one. I've made sure to turn the volume off, but this is Emily Abadira signing our Lorcana banner. You'll see, I know I can't zoom in, but we've got Moyen, Kawa, and behind that on the fist is Spessie's signature. So I asked if Emily would sign our banner as well, and this is going up and down the country with me. And as I find Lorcana content creators and artists, I'm getting them to sign the banner basically, or asking them nicely, of course. I'm not just telling them to. But there we go. There's Emily. She was wonderful all weekend. There we go. Woo! Nice zoom in. Oh, hang on. Hold on a moment. Who did that? Sorry, guys. All right. So I had Spessie, Cholton TCG. Shout out. I think I met you briefly, but I didn't realise you signed our banner. And Cardboard. Oh, Jen from Cardboard Corner. Oh, thanks, Jen. I didn't meet you unless you were the partner of Cholton. I think you are. I think you might be a couple. Oh wow, I had no idea. I knew Emily did it, but 2 more signatures on there. There we go. So hopefully this banner will get covered in signatures. That'll be cool. Right. Here's our winning quiz team. I did ask permission to put this on socials, so it was nice to meet you and have a little chat, Gary. Yeah, Gary's a great guy, and so's Mick. So you're both great guys. That's why you had to meet, right? Winning team here. So well done to Lizards of the Toast, but also from Hand Limit Official. So these 3 in the middle are part of Hand Limit. They were the winning team. You can see they won Ticket to Ride, some goodies from Dead Bunny Creations, which May managed to get, and what's that? A Lorcana playmat and Azul Duel. They did not win the baby. The baby was theirs, I promise. And what we got here? Ages of War, and the Jirachi slab for Pokemon from Alfie's Card Corner. So shout out to them. But yeah, that was the big prize of the weekend. I was saying to people, do the quiz. We've got prizes, and these guys really walked away. Well, they walked away with enough to cover their weekend. But yeah, and then here we go. Phantasma Gaming, that Baldy Gamer, not only ran all the retro all weekend, but ran our quiz as well. So I have a limited data reception, so we'll catch up later. All right, Gary, catch you in a bit, dude. Right. Queen's Hand Cantina. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see that. This was made by Sue and their team. Shout out to Sue. I know Sue hasn't been too well, but she still went to the effort of bringing all this down, demoing all weekend. Still was in character. So yeah, love these guys so much. And I think we'll do more next time. I think I don't want to spoil it. Not many of you are going to see this in comparison. We want to set up next year a Star Wars village. It's doable. They've got 3 cantinas. We can dress up tables in between. They proposed the idea, and I want to do it. I think it'll be epic. Doesn't just have, if we do it, it won't just be Sabak. We'll bring other Star Wars related games, but a bit like we had the Miskatonic University. I think having these would be a really cool feature, but it's something I need to talk to them guys about in more detail. But yeah, shout out to the Queen's Hand Cantina. Here we go, talking about the Miskatonic University. You can see it in the background. There is a picture coming, but this is the guys from Board at Home on the left, and this is Glenn from Converge Games having a little demo of their RPG. Here we go. Shout out to Alex for building this single-handedly. This was an incredible. It just look at it. It's amazing. I know that this isn't completely finished. They did redesign it and wires were tidied, etc. But yeah, all built by Alex alone. And this was stored in the UK from UK Games Expo to bring to us. So shout out to them for allowing it to stay here. Star Wars board games, Unlimited and RPG. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The RPGs, the TCG. I think actually I might speak to Ollie from Asmodee and say, can we have some Star Wars Unlimited? Yeah. But I think there could be a Star Wars village. You know. Right. Oh, here we go. Back to the Hand Limit guys. Sorry, these aren't in any order. They're just in order of saved file. Hand Limit. Thank you for giving those out to people. This is their magazine. This one is the 1st of August, so this is their very first one. They're going to do one every month and print them out, give them out to stores like Dice and Destiny. I believe Board at Home. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, if you see this later, but you can pick these up in shops. Really good content, and actually people have been reading this in the shop and going, oh, I'll get that game then, shall I? So yeah, shout out to Hand Limit team for going to all that effort of making their magazine. This was a group playing Pathfinder. I really liked this photo, and we've got some people enjoying themselves. I love smiles all round. Bless this guy in the front. I believe you weren't told when the photo was being taken, just from your surprise. But yeah, nice little layout there of a Pathfinder game. Okay, this was. Oh, hi Sam. Sam Gracie there. Thank you for setting up. Oh, and Paul there. Look at it, muscly Paul at work. Shout out to these two. They got there bright and early with me at like 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And this was the start of the RPG zone and the demo table, so looks quite different when it was empty. I believe this was taken by Mick as well. So thanks, Mick. I believe it was you. Hey, there's Mark Stay. Absolute legend. For what it's worth, shout out, go on to Amazon Prime, Robot Overlords and Unwelcome, two movies that Mark has written. and they're doing very well on Amazon Prime. He's also got a whole bunch of books, so hopefully you got to meet Mark over the weekend. Nothing to do with gaming. I just love the guy. He's a really good guy, and I want him at every show ever. But this was his point of view. He was clearly in front of the retro games because you got Blood in the Clock Tower just behind, and then all the stalls. So yeah, shout out to the big selfie there. That was very confused. He's probably confused. He's like, where are all the other authors? Converge Games, there we go. This was on setup day as well. Shout out to their team. Some really nice terrain they had out on their tables. Looked really attractive. And for what it's worth, at some point I'd like to get them in the shop and get some demos of their board game and RPG. Mind Clash Games, woo! A couple of copies of Ironwood for people to play. Anachrony, it's David Mustill, one of two of the demoers. Shout out to Natalia as well, playing a bit of Anachrony, playing some Ironwood. So thanks to those guys. You'll notice Spy Guy Fantasy to the left there, that's pretty cool. And then Paverson on the right. Hey Mick, I spot a wild Mick. Mick and Gina there playing a bit of Luthia. I'm guessing you were doing the rehearsal at that point, because Gina is holding the rehearsal right there. But yeah, there's Paverson. Quick little drink before we go on to this section. I don't know how many photos there are, by the way. I've just chucked loads in. It's like, you know when your grandma goes on holiday and then she wants to show you all the photos. That's what I'm doing to you. Cool, right. Family Zone. We could have done more. This is just on setup day, for what it's worth. We could have done more. I think what we had there was nice, but maybe we needed more demoers running family-friendly children games here. And we already talked about Lego as well. So if I had to give my honest opinion, thank you so much to Colin and Annette for bringing Giant Double. This is noughts and crosses, but you have to throw beanbags at it. A little Jenga set there, Tetris Tumble, and then Raoul Brew brought Giant Butt Chess and Giant Bigley, which were really good fun to play as well. So what we had, I'm really grateful for. I just think we could have done more for the kids in that bit, and had more activities. On Sunday it was a little more lacking as well because, Colin had to go. He lives in Edinburgh. They had to go, so they had to take some of the giant games with them, but they did leave Tetris Tumble, and then I forgot that Raoul Brew actually wanted to move these to their stand. So apologies if you came by Sunday afternoon, because there wasn't much in the middle there. Yes, we did the rehearsal. I would have played more, but think the other players were brain frazzled. It was the super deluxe version. The game is weirdly not that difficult when you get into it, but it's a heavy teach. But when you know what the zones are, it's actually not too bad. I need to play it again soon because I haven't played it in ages. Here's Taz. Woo! Taz was one of our judges, but Tanuki Treasures, illustration, animation. Their animation is incredible, and animal portraits. They felt like they maybe were in the wrong show. Maybe they felt like they needed to go to an anime show or a Comic-Con. And with all respects, I kind of agree. There was a little bit of crossover with the gamers. I know I saw a few of this print was going around. So things like that was more fitting. Maybe some Pokemon. I think some Pokemon prints did quite well. Beautiful setup for a first-time exhibitor, because this is the first show they've done. Absolutely beautiful setup, really nice and tall. I love the ivy touch. It makes it look quite natural. But yeah, I think maybe some of the. Oh, hang on, I'm gonna wait for this ambulance to go by. I hate living on a main road. I really do. And I must admit, I am tempted. This is the original. So this is the print, and this is the original. And I know Taz spent a long time on this piece, and it is absolutely beautiful. So it might come home with me at some point because I know it didn't sell, and we're gonna have that conversation. Aha! Right. I can't have favourites. because I'm not allowed favourites, but I do have a favourite photo, and it is this one. There's a few reasons why this is my favourite. It shows happy people. It shows a mixture of age. It shows a mixture of just a bit of diversity there. They can see that they're obviously enjoying themselves. They look like these 4 people look like people I'd want to game with. But let's extend further than that. I can see GM. Hang on. So GM stood playing. GM stood here. A GM at the end here. Another GM here. You can see. Sorry. There's Johan as well. No, that's not Foodle. Sorry, but you can just tell that people were really enjoying their RPGs. Further to that, you can see right back. So you can see the Miskatonic. You can see the Flesh and Blood. You can see Last Days of Summer. You can even see all the way back to the Retro Zone. You can see that Omino shout out there. Yay Games with the banner. You can see Scott. You can see Stone Fable. So many reasons why this is my favourite picture of the convention. I used it for the attendance numbers, as you may have seen, but it's beautiful. It's not only the 4 playing, who look like really, really friendly people, and I wish I met any of those 4 because they look like really cool people, but this one is the one photo so far that truly shows the scale of the show, and the variety of the show, and also the diversity. As I said, age, gender, and ability as well, because you can see the wheelchair over on the right side. So I don't know. There's just everything about this photo is beautiful, and I'm taking another moment, just kind of looking at all the detail. Shout out to the DMs as well. You know, really going to town with really cool. I mean, look at this. This is stunning. That GM screen. I know Johan's one was really beautiful. A lot of hand-drawn stuff. Obviously, the Pathfinder ones are on brand, but that's because they were officially representing. But yeah, Mick just said there the RPG Zone rocked all weekend. Yeah. So favourite photo so far that I've seen, definitely this one. Anyway. Oh, hello. There we go. Another one, I believe taken by Mick. So appreciate it. So this was set up. This was right down the middle, down Artist. Well, I call it Artist Alley, but all the exhibitors down the middle, and you can see where my vision of I wanted them dead center. I wanted them the centerpiece, and everybody else spanned out from that. So they were our main guys, really. Well, everyone did their bit. Every zone was great, but yeah, I think this was there's not many photos of that way showing the entrance. I think people came in, took a photo, but didn't naturally take pictures the other way down the hall. Just yeah, it makes sense. Case in point, here we go. This is a photo of many. In fact, I love this photo. This was setup day, so I could tell that because Arcadia are still setting up their tables. But a lot of exhibitors had turned up. Some hadn't turned up just yet. But this was mostly dressed. Critical Kit had dressed by that point. Pathfinder. Little Erin there, just playing with a balloon. Just the world's passing her by. She was having a blast, and she was playing balloons. But yeah, this is a beautiful photo as well. Shows right down to the back. It doesn't make the venue look big though. That. Yeah, thanks, Mick. I really appreciate these, buddy. So I was having a conversation with someone because I took a picture of inside, and they went, "Oh, the venue doesn't look very big." And I'll go, "Well, it doesn't. When you stand in it and take a photo, this looks like a regular sports hall. Just look at it, like in perspective. If you were there, you would know that hall is not that small. It's bloody massive." But yeah, lovely photo. Some more people playing some RPGs. This is specifically Pathfinder as well. Everybody really engaged in their game. But I just wanted to shout out, this is a really nice photo as well. Got a little glimpse of Mystery Dice. You can see the front desk from there. And we've got a couple of games going. These guys budded up to make one massive table. Hey, there we go. This was on the Sunday. Oh no, was it Sunday? I don't know actually. I think it was. I think it was early Sunday. Some people playing Tetris Tumble. I knew this was a game that needed to be there. And thanks to Colin again for bringing it. Oh, the Escape Kent, great guys. They had a defusal. There you go, scan to play. You had to do a bomb disposal, and they were doing a competition. Thanks for doing a giveaway, guys. They did do a competition. Puzz in Boots, I think, won it. Maybe. I think no one beat that time, but yeah, I really love that they did a timer. They did have some exit games on sale, but yeah, really nice guys. These two guys, shout out to them, really nice guys. So if you haven't done their escape games yet, go and check them out because they were the nicest team I think I've ever met. They were great. More of the setup day. This was Adam and his brother, and both of these guys hard at work sorting through all the roll and pay games, and there was some sales stuff and obviously their main stuff as well. But look at all the boxes. I know they were stacked underneath and sorting out here as well. But yeah, shout out to the range that they brought. Pucopolis, a really interesting game. Yeah, part of me does want to play this. It's weird and bizarre, but it looks so good. So this was Mannequin Games. They had a few games out, but this was one of them. Oh, here we go. Here's Jeff. Excuse me. I'm losing breath. Yeah, so Jeff here was Toshi's Plushies. Had some Gundam stuff to build. They were doing some Gundam demos behind as well. But also they had all these plushies. Some were really rare from Japan. I know they travelled to Japan and back. And yeah, they had some really cool gear. So yeah, shout out to all the cool goodies. Right, I want to talk about this guy. He was fantastic. Agent 47. I think a lot of you met him over the weekend. This guy was so good at getting into character. There was a point where I didn't know if he needed removing or not. Obviously, I wouldn't have done. He was creeping my daughter out. He was terrifying, but he did not. He just stayed in character the entire time. Yeah, he was fun. But yeah, what a great guy. I believe he's a cosplayer at Medway Cosplays, maybe, or Maidstone Cosplay. Kent and Medway, that's the one. I believe he's part of their group. So yeah, shout out to him. I mean, he stayed in character all weekend, and he actually scared me. he was terrifying. Then Miskatonic. Oh, here we go. These are two of the team from the Miskatonic University. Steve built all this himself. Shout out to Thanet Boards Game Club. Poster there as well. That was really cool. And I can imagine doing something like this, but for the Star Wars Cantina would be really cool. But yeah, shout out to that. It was. I know it got busier as the weekend went on. Then I love this one. So this is Kai from Converge Games. He's got there was a couple of couples here that were playing the board game, which respectfully looks insanely good. The more I look at this, the more I want it. But yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. So yeah, I think this is one on my radar. But you can see everyone engaged. And again, another really cool photo, because in the background you can see more groups full of people playing games. Yay! Hey, Phantasma. Oh, Phantasma, we've been past your zone, but we're coming back to your zone. There's more photos that I will see. So this is my good friends Hannah, Jason, and John playing a little bit of what they're playing, Crumbs. There's swatch here as well by Minerva Games. So yeah, cool. Nice, bright, beautiful stall. I really felt bad because I said, "Oh, I love the taco." Oh wait, that's a sandwich because it's called Crumbs. So I made a tit of myself. But yeah, shout out to Scott for bringing that along. Arctic Anarchy, I really appreciate those guys coming on Saturday. They went to Africa, I believe. Have we reviewed the Retro Zone? Yes, sort of, but I'll come back to it, Phantasma, because I believe you and Tom would like to do something next year, and we would love you to do something like that. And I've been through some of the quiz photos already. Right, but yeah, Arctic Anarchy. I love that they brought the big bear. I saw a few people walking out with the game. But this is a game that everything sold goes straight to their quest. So there's a little information sheet here. This game and everything else they sell with it will fund an actual Arctic expedition with the scouts, which will be led by these chaps. Really happy, like that. I think they did really well. Thanks for everybody that supported that. You're supporting the scouts to go on their Arctic adventure, and I think that's beautiful. So yeah, nice one. Then this was another setup day photo. I'm going to skip this one because it's nice, but there's lots of mess. Here we go. So we got Mick, Gina, St John and Ruth, all playing Pergola. I'm so glad that you got to play it, Mick. Mick, is it your version or is it St John and Ruth's? Because I know there was one at Tabletop Rescue, and I was too late. Someone else had bought it, and I think it was one of you guys, because not many people had Pergola at the show. I'm going to I'll wait for a little response. I'll go on to the next one, but I am going to keep an eye out for response on that one. This game looks absolutely stunning. I'll be honest, I don't know what it's about. I've just heard really good things. Look at the beautiful boards with there's bugs and plants. I can only imagine that you're growing plants. Oh yeah, look, you've got little tools here. It's a gardening game. That's what it is. So yeah, but beautiful photo as well. These four, they're some of my favourite people in the world there. So one of my favourite pictures, this one. Converge team, legends. It was St John and Ruth, fair enough. I thought so, but I wasn't sure because I know you were looking for it. I just didn't know. I didn't know if you picked it up from Tabletop Rescue. Converge, what a team! They had a team of 7, and every time I came past, there was 4 people to greet me. Their tactic was they were going to lock you in. So you talk to one of them, and the other ones surround you, so you cannot leave. No, but they were absolutely great. I had no idea it was their first show. You'd have thought with that display, you know, the table cover, that display, they were all in uniform, and just to get, I thought they'd done this many a times before, but we were their first convention, which I was kind of a bit humbled, really, actually. But yeah, these are 4 or 7 of the guys. Really, really nice guy, Mr. Glenn there, who's the leader of it all, and a good old friend of mine called Kai, who hadn't seen for many years. So it was nice to see him. I didn't recognise him at first because we've got older. Premium quality. What these guys? Yeah, definitely. They smashed it. Hachette, our biggest sponsor of the show, gave us 3 new releases. They gave us Temple Code, they gave us Strange World, and they also allowed us to sell Gwent a month early. And they also provided 80 tablecloths, as you may have seen all around the hall. So shout out this guy here, Adam. I don't know if I've got any other photos of him. Adam, shout out to him. He came all the way from Glasgow. So anybody that said we were too far, politely, you can shut up, because he came from Glasgow. And obviously we had the guys from Edinburgh as well. So are we too far? Or is it just you know, are we good enough to draw Scotland our way? I do have contacts in Scotland, so that kind of helps. But yeah, he's my account handler. I work in Dice and Destiny, as most of you know. And he is my account handler for Hachette. And I personally requested him. I asked if he'd be okay with it first. So, yeah, great to have him. me, him, and Adam from Board at Home went for a few pints on Monday. I got a little tipsy. It went to my head a little bit, but yeah, we had a nice catch up, some nice food, a few pints, caught up, and we talked about next year already because naturally we had to. Here we go. Oh, a bit of a blurry photo. I wish it wasn't so blurry. It's a shame Mark's not looking at the back there. This was a team of strangers. So we've got Jess and Lee from Mystery Dice Goblin. We've got Mark Hurdle here. He's not looking from Bad Trevor. We got Matt Heath from Mad Hatter TCG. And we got St. John and Ruth. These guys, well, these two knew each other. These two knew each other. These two. 3 twos got together. And I believe they came 4th. I want to say 4th. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like they were 4th. But yeah, another one from the quiz night, which was cool. Critical. We had a good chat with Adam. He's a great bloke. Yeah, not really nice guy. I've got a lot of time for him. Fun fact: he used to own his own shop in Glasgow many moons ago. So yeah, he knows retail business. Sometimes forget we did the quiz. It was all such a blur. I think there is a photo of you at the quiz coming up. So, oh sorry, that wasn't Mick. That was Phantasma that said that. Yeah, you did do the quiz, and if you remember rightly, you did a few roly-polies, if I remember rightly, which was, yeah, Phantasma. If you don't mind me telling everyone else, you used to be a stuntman, and you did a lot of wrestling, I believe. So you're quite physically able, as it were. Now you just stream games, but yeah, it was quite impressive that you did what you did. So yeah, sorry, Critical Kit. I can't remember this chap's name. I'm so sorry, but partner Sarah as well. Family run game, Critical Kit. I've been trying to get them since December, and all of our emails went to their junk mail. I basically did a few forms, and it didn't go through. But we finally got in contact. A little too late to kind of discuss bigger plans, but beautiful setup. They did some band creations for Punk is Dead. I think they did some demos of Be Like a Cat and Be Like a Crow. Wires in the Woods they had on show as well. But some solo RPGs, some really cool, well, different RPGs. It was great. Oh, here we go. Phantasma. They used to do rock climbing, Olympic lifting, cage fighting. Wow. Yeah, there we go. Shout out to this lad. Oh my, I don't know his name, unfortunately, but Quasi Lee Creations posted this up, so I'm hoping there was permission for this photo. But yeah, so these are Quasi Lee's alien and animal lines, and I can see he's got a few stickers there. But this dude dressed up, I think he was 6, dressed up as Spider-Man, played tons of games. Yeah, he was just a cool little dude. So, future gamers here, guys. Future gamers. Nathan. Hey, this is my colleague Nathan from Nathan TCG. And he had many cards. And we'll kind of leave it at that. And then, behind we've got the guys from We Love Collectibles. And actually, 2 of the guys from the Improvised Roleplay show doing some shopping. So, yeah, nice photo, Nathan. That's a really nice one for when we promote the Pokemon next year. Back to the quiz night. Excuse me. So this was the Feely round because I can see the queue of people. And yeah, people playing butt chess. I don't know if they just happen to both be wearing purple. But yeah, playing butt chess was the twist. You had to win a game to get an extra point, but you couldn't partake in a particular round. So each round you dedicated someone to not do that round, and they go and play a game of butt chess instead. So that was good fun. Oh, I'm going to skip that one because I forgot I didn't have permission just yet for that. Well, I don't know if I've got permission, but yeah, I'll skip that. I forgot that was in there. Hand Limit, shout out to them. That was a really nice one. I wanted to include this advert because they blogged the entire weekend, which was really fun. So go and check them out. Hand Limit Official at Canary Gaming Convention. You can get a little snapshot of what they did. I think this is either this is Septima, Tribes of the Wind. This is Bad Trevor, and then Far Away. But their videos are great. There's a really funny video as well where they're handing out their magazines, but kind of pointing out the fact that how socially awkward it is to give people magazines. So they kind of do some comedic sketches, which I can relate to. That's why I'm like when I'm trying to advertise stuff like, hey, give me these things. Let me give you these things and adverts. Right, back to these guys. So Escape Kent, as I said earlier, these two are top guys. And they've got a picture here with Josh from Rail Brew Games. Again, another absolute legend. He does all their social media for Rail Brew, does all their TikToks. I will say, Josh, if you're seeing this, please invert your camera, because every time you video butt chest, it's backwards. He's playing Seher Tuck or whatever, butt chest is backwards every time I see a video. But other than that, makes some cool little videos. But yeah, these guys were neighbours, so it's really nice. I love this photo because it shows that all the neighbours were networking, which is a good sign. Here we go, the Bad Trevor. Woo! What's this? What does this sign say? I'm the next player on the... I don't know what that says. What does that say? On the plane? I am the player on the plane. I don't know what that says. Right, anyway. Sorry, I've completely distracted there. But these are the guys who took part in the Bad Trevor tournament, which was also run by Trevor. This is one of our regulars, Trevor, who loved the game instantly because it's a game about him. There you go. Fantastic was put, and learn the difference between your and your. Okay, well, let's not pick on him too much. He is young, after all. Come on. But yeah, these guys all played Bad Trevor. I believe Hannah came second, I want to say. And who was the guy that won? Him. Yeah, it was him, yeah. This guy won, and then Hannah came second. So, yeah, that was really cool. Thanks for putting that on. Actually, the designer's not in that picture, which is kind of annoying. Oh, here's the designer. So, there's the designer of Bad Trevor, and we assigned Trevor to help Bad Trevor. That's a cool setup. Didn't spot that at first. There you go. How to play Bad Trevor on the iPad. So yeah, really cool game. Really awesome branding. May I say, I love this. I love all of it. Looks fantastic. It's got some of the cards on examples. At the moment, he's only got the game, but I think we're looking at. That's good, Trevor. Yeah, that's good, Trevor. That's Bad Trevor. But yeah, look at that. Absolutely amazing stall. Spoiler alert. He's coming to the 8th and 9th of November, which will be our show at the Powell Cotton Museum in November. A smaller event, 150 people a day, but I've asked if he'll be our entrance, as it were. So that's really cool. Hey, here we go. Sophie Power, absolutely wonderful person to meet. Previous to the show, I remember saying to my partner, I'm just going to be half an hour whilst I meet with Sophie, and I believe we talked for nearly 2 hours. Sophie is a perfect example of the vibe and the energy, just the enthusiasm that I love in people. So yeah, I instantly got on very, very well with Sophie. She's awesome. She looks awesome as well. Look at that outfit. I know she didn't do cosplay on the Sunday, but yeah, look at that. She turned up as Zard with her wings. She looked really cool. Everybody, she did learn to play D&D basically. Just went through all the steps, gave people advice, gave GMs advice, and yeah, what an awesome person. Sophie, I don't know if you're watching this or maybe watch it later, or if anybody knows Sophie, I cannot stress how wonderful she is. So, big fan. Just going to say, I want to play D&D with her as well at some point. Then we've got Riding the Jackwave. What a dude. Oh, wow. Now we're getting on to the part where we're getting on to, like, our special guests that really made the show. Adrian on the left-hand side there from Mug and Meeple demoed for the first time Pokemon to Riding the Jackwave. Now, Riding the Jackwave has made a video on YouTube, and go and check them out. It's Riding the Jackwave, but then they've taken the A out of Jack and Wave, so it's Riding the Jackwave. However. Anyway, he's not really a gamer at all. He goes around the country checking out events, be it card events, MCMs, Comic-Cons, and got in contact and said, can he review our show? And it is the most honest and down-to-earth video that I think that someone's done that isn't a gamer. He goes around and highlights everything. He plays Sabak with Sue, which is a really, really cool. He learns to play Pokemon, as you can see. He goes and sees all the traders. The bits that he doesn't know. I know there's a bit in the video where he goes to Pathfinder and goes, I've no idea what this is, but it looks really cool. You know, he went to a few other stalls and went, not sure what this is, but it looks really cool. So he didn't just slate it. He didn't just be like, no idea what this is, move on. He still showed everything in the event. He did favour the retro zone a bit because he loved some of the older consoles. There is a very embarrassing interview with me where I talk about the history of the show, where, like my past and at Uncon. But I have nothing but respect for that guy because he done a really good video of the show, and he does honest reviews, a bit like what I'm kind of doing. I'm honestly reviewing my own show, and he said he would come back. Now, if I can get a non-gamer to return, I'm pretty happy with myself, to be honest. I think I'm more than happy with that. I'm converting non-gamers. That's what we're doing, right? There you go. As I said about the neighbours bonding, we're back to Josh and the guys from Escape Kent. Sorry, I've forgotten your names. One of them's got a cool name, but I can't remember it. But yeah, playing Butt Chest +1. There we go. Some more Bad Trevor. In fact, another example of all the traders that were. I think these are regular players. But obviously we've got Mark playing Bad Trevor, demoing Bad Trevor. This is Becky from Enchanted Needle. They've been selling cross-stitch, gaming cross-stitch kits over the weekend. They're really lovely. And is that Tom? I think that might be Tom from Board at Home. I can't really tell, but I don't remember him wearing a crash hat. But I believe it's him. But all playing Bad Trevor together. Again, just showing that even the stall holders networked and made friends, and that's what the whole show's about: making friends, making memories, playing awesome games, having fun, smiling, or looking confused at a game. Then geez, I don't know who that guy is on the right. I hate seeing photos myself, but this is our butt chest winner. Was the chap in the black and white shirt, so well done to butt chest winner there. Sam, I believe is his name. And then John came second. John actually won the game, and then he won a £50 voucher, but he held butt chest because he won, and he wanted to do that for the photo. And then we got Josh here again. We thought we would pose in front of the giant butt chest that got moved on Sunday back down to their zone. Lovely photo, even though unfortunately I'm in it. This was one of the professionally taken photos because we had a professional photographer. There is a really ugly guy on the second from the left. It's me again. But yeah, this is Charlie and Charlie on the left hand side. So Charlie is here playing Charlie, and then we've got Abby and we've got Frederica. And I think they got Frederica in because she's dressed as Elsa. Frederica is an amazing cosplayer, famous for doing Elsa, Liliana, a Vault Girl, but yeah, goes up and down the country to conventions, came all the way from Stoke-on-Trent to join us, so absolute honour to have Frederica, and also shout out to Abby who came all the way from Tamworth. People that say, I had people coming from London saying it was too far. No, it's not too far. These guys came far, north of Birmingham, and Birmingham's far. these guys obviously made friends. Gina was gutted she didn't enter. Oh yeah, I did wonder actually that I didn't see Gina in the events. They started at 12. Is what it is. Shout out to Dave, by the way, in the background. Oh, hang on. Another ambulance. What's going on today? Dave there in the background with his epic shirt. That chap there is the one who paid for the show. So thanks, Dave. Thanks for letting us. Okay. This is another one of my favourite pictures of the show as well. So really cool angle of them playing giant butt chess. You can see they're really getting into the game. And then in the background, you've got the other side of the traders. So you can see quite easily Mystery Dice Goblin. You can see Emily Abadira, Tanuki's Treasures, which is really cool. So Squidge Creates just here as well. So another really cool angle, and I really like this photo. Basically, all my favourite photos are the ones of people smiling. I love it. I love that people had fun. Luthia, woo! I think this is the deluxe, the super deluxe version that Mick was talking about earlier. I have this version as well. I don't have the playmat because the playmat was 85 quid, and I as nice as it is, there's some things I don't need. I mean, I wanted it, but I don't need it. But yeah, Luthia was absolutely stunning, and we also had Distilled with cocktails expansion for people to try. So thanks to Libby and Julian for demoing that. Here we go. There are Flesh and Blood players that all won some special golden packets from their Super Armory. Shout out to Mod there on the side. Mod made the website for Canterbury Gaming Convention, but also made sure all the Flesh and Blood events ran smoothly. They ran a Seabass event, which was a community-led event during the day, and then into the evening did the Super Armory. So thank you, Mod, for doing everything you did. Pokey Chaos, cheers, buddy. Did such a good job with the event. Oh, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. Here we go. What a cool photo. Right, these two need to be in a band. You can see these are a rap duo by the looks of this picture. Really cool fisheye angle. Dressed up in the Chickens and Aliens. I don't know who these two young ladies are, but they look like they had an incredible time. Playing Chickens and Aliens and dressing up as chickens. And again, this is what it's about. If you've got younger families, there was stuff for your youngest to do as well. And I think their faces say it all. Do kids have a good time at this show? I don't know. Let's ask these two. Yeah, I think they had a good time. All right, so bring the kids. We got loads to do for them. We had loads of giveaways. We had loads of. In fact, I had tons of Pokemon as well to give out to. And other goodies and some Marvel bits and yeah. But shout out to those two young ladies. It looked like they had a good time. Here we go. This was a moment of the show. But I need a drink first because I'm losing my voice still. Oh, what a beautiful day outside, by the way. It's lovely out there. So, on the right hand side is the main man from Cup of TCG, which is Kyle. I've got a lot of time for Kyle. He's got a personality that he's a decent guy. On the left is Mr. Alex. So none of the Flesh and Blood tournaments and the big stand, he put it together, by the way. You could tell by the muscles. But yeah, this is Alex, who is the head of the UK organised play. And everything that happened for Flesh and Blood was because of that guy on the left. And they got him on stream, on Cup of TCG stream. I know the team were absolutely buzzing that they managed to get, the UK lead. Thank you to him for showing up as well. Like apart from some of the guys from the head guys from Mystery Dice Goblin and main guys from Hachette, these big companies. He was the only big company on the TCG front that actually turned up, So shout out to LSS, thank you for that moment. And beautiful banner in the background as well. I believe that was gifted to Cup of TCG for running the streams. Here we go, another beautiful photo, and I want to talk about the lovely chap on the bottom left hand side. And the lady on the right-hand side, it was their first convention. They know St. John and Ruth, and it was their first ever convention, and they had nothing but nice things to say at the end. I'm sorry I forgot their names, but I hope to see them again. I believe that Ruth and St. John are going to take them to other shows up and down the country, to great shows like Aircon, Tabletop Scotland, HandyCon, Baycon. What other? There's so many good ones. GridCon. I've never been to GridCon, but heard good things. But yeah, like those two had a blast. You can tell again by their faces, they look like they're having a good time. A particular sign that I made that I didn't know how people would take, and I'm really glad that people took the humorous side from it rather than the picky side. So when I have done shows in the past, and I think this relates back to, I was talking about the TCG players that weren't very grateful, the competitive ones that weren't too grateful. No offence, but some of you were very ungrateful. But I have run events in the past, and it's moan, and I didn't want that, so I put up a big sign at the front. This show is a negativity-free zone, and do you know what? It bloody well works, because yeah, it was, everybody was having a good time, and I couldn't thank everybody enough. They travelled from Bedford just for the Sunday. Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I think they want to do all weekend next time. But yeah, I didn't know how well received that sign would be. People did like it, so that's good. I think. Oh, is that my last? That's my last photo. Oh wow, wow. Okay, so yeah, honestly, lots of things. I'll keep that photo up, actually, I think. Hang on. Is it still on my screen? Just doing some admin there. Yeah, of course it is. There we go. Right. So, I do think there's lots of things I would change, but not the bits that were enjoyable. Just more add to. So, as I said, no competitive TCGs. More of a family zone. Adding that. Doing more with that Star Wars section, because we could have done way more. Letting Phantasma Gaming and That Baldy Gamer take control of the retro zone. I am just going to head back, because I know Phantasma, I think you missed some of the original photos. I mean, let's go back through them really quickly. There we go. There you are, guys. Just lots of things that I would move around, maybe. Give some more focus on the ones that deserved it. Yeah, and run more demos, get more games designers involved. Yeah, overall, very, very, very happy. I'm trying not to plan next year already, but my head can't help it. And there are things that, yeah, I'm going to start working on from now. But in the meantime, we will focus on the 8th and 9th of November. Oh, hello. Mad Hatter's just joined us. Mad Hatter, stay around, because... Hang on, let's go back to Matt. He's joined us right at the end of the stream. I was going through basically the gallery and doing my reviews on what worked, what didn't work, talking about all the great people that were involved. And I believe... Let's go find Matt as well, since he's just joined, so people could put a name to face. Matt, you were here somewhere. Oh, there's one of Matt at the quiz night. But there is another one. Oh no, there isn't. Where's the one of you and Letitia? Oh, that was an awesome one, Matt, by the way. Maybe there wasn't one. Oh no. Okay, my bad. There was a picture of Mad Hatter and Letitia Lemon, but I don't. Apparently, I haven't added that. Sorry about that. Agent 47 was terrifying. He was scary as anything. Hang on, where is he? Let's go back to him. He was he was in such a good character that he terrified me. Seeing Hitman play Mario Kart on N64 was surreal. Yeah, that was weird. To be honest, I've been to a lot of different cons over the years, and as a first con, this is definitely the best one I've been to. Oh, cheers, dude. Thanks, Mick. I appreciate that. Shout out to Mick for being the first person to book. For what it's worth, by the way, I will see if I can... Give me a second. If you all don't mind, I will just quickly... Sorry, I'm going... I am actually at the end of the stream, but... just going to bring up something if I can. I don't know if the stream's gonna let me. One sec. Admin time. Book now. Is that it? No, that's not it. Okay. No, don't worry. Right, 8th and 9th of November, we're doing a mini con at the Pal Cotton in Birchington, which is, believe it or not, just over there, because I live 5 minutes away from the place. That wasn't on purpose. They contacted us, and I went, well, as I live 5 minutes away, yeah, I'll definitely take over your museum. I wonder if actually, no, I can do this. What I will do, again, give me a minute. I will find an old photo from the Pal Cotton, and I'll save it and show it to you. Pal Cotton, so it was Dyson Destiny, Pal Cotton Con. As I said, if you want to check out at this point, I have done my honest review. Sorry for those who have joined late. Right, let's go back to this. So we did take over. Did we get some pictures in there? Or have I got to go on Dyson Destiny? Probably got to go on Dyson Destiny. Destiny. Because we did take over the museum last time. Photos. We'll scroll all the way through. It was 2 years ago, but it's fairly high up on the list. Oh, there's some photos here from Tabletop Con. That's really nice. When we run it at the school, but it wasn't quite the same. Where are we? We'll find it somewhere. Somewhere maybe. Wow, was it really this far back? Into the Ink Clans. Oh yes, it was, because we did it. Here we go. Right, so bear with. I will change the stream to show. I don't know how. There we go. Cool. Ignore anything else. I don't think I'm sharing anything else. That's fine. Yeah. So this was Board at Home's room. This was one of the room. Another ambulance. 1 second, guys. Shush. I know you're doing your job, but shush. Right, so yeah, there was the little Bring and Buy and library. Bit of Pathfinder was played. This was obviously on setup, but the main hall that we had. So again, we'll have a little bit of a layout similar, but with some Bad Trevor in there. We did some Blood on the Clock Tower. Izzy's Tabletop Workshop. That was stunning. Some really cool characters there. This was our stall. Where we had some dice and bits for sale, some D&D meets Jenga. That was an interesting one, and then some Unmatched. What's that? Dragon Keepers, and that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so but yeah, going back to sort of like the vibe. That was the main hall there. So we're returning to that location. So yeah, watch this space. I'm just going to now close down that Facebook so you don't see everything. And no, hang on. What's going on? Okay. Right, we've gone to a blank screen, but we're at the end anyway. So thank you everybody for coming to the show. If you did, for all, what does Mick say here? For all those that I met who are on the stream, it was a pleasure. Woo! Yeah, shout out to some great names. Why are there so many ambulances tonight? Yeah, some of you guys in the chat, I know you were You were all at the show, actually. Yeah, so thanks to every single one of you, making it awesome. There will be some feedback forms going out Thursday, Friday, depending on how busy I am. But I would like to get some exhibitor and volunteer feedback forms. Just to recap quickly, I don't need to hear about how hot it was because I know. I know about the accommodation and I know about the parking. You do not need to tell me those three things, please. Put it on there, but I already know. Oh, and I also know about the state of the toilets and that they weren't cleaning them quick enough. But the team were great, don't get me wrong. But they did it when I asked them, but I shouldn't have had to ask sometimes. But yeah, apart from those, if you've got anything else you want to note, anything, in fact, tell me what we did well. Don't just tell me what we did bad. Tell me what we did well. I will have that. I'm going to have it in a very positive form because I want to know. I want to know more what to keep, not what to get rid of, if that makes sense. But obviously, if there's something that really stood out, I won't be offended. Just say, Darius, that wasn't quite right, or it was irritating, or whatever however it made you, whatever it may be. If there was something it made you feel, but it cannot be about the heat or the parking, or the toilets, because I know about that. But I'll pass it all on. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it there because it's nearly 7 o'clock. I need to go and have some dinner. My child is somewhere doing some chores. So she's got some stuff to catch up on. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining the stream. I'm going to end it there and I will see some of you hopefully in November on the 8th and 9th. Take care.